theme of today's topic too is like, how do we tune into ourselves? How do we notice what our body actually needs? Right? I don't know about you, but I was totally disconnected in that in that area. I had no idea. I was just so oblivious to everything, my body's needs, my pains, and things like that. So I was going to give you an example of my own life, and then I'll give you some other examples of what that might look like in your life and how we can detect that, so we can shift it and become better at listening to our body, so we can kind of almost prevent more serious implications or diseases or issues or whatever it is that is happening there for you. It plays out in different ways for people. Like in my body, I have a lot of irritable bowel kind of problems, or I used to have, especially when I was on medication. I don't have that so much anymore. Now it's more my vestibular system that plays up right away. For other people, it's migraines, like instantly. They just come on in the flesh. Other people have fibromyalgia or other kind of joint pains, back pains, and things like that. Okay, some people have rashes like eczema. I get eczema at times as well. So whatever it is there for you, you know what it is. But perhaps the underlying thing of all of these might be quite similar. So if I share a little bit about what goes on when I don't listen to my body, and I've done a lot of work, but every now and then I miss it too. But I get better at catching myself faster compared to like many years ago, where I was just totally oblivious to the whole thing, right? So, but like I said, my thing is that my vestibular system really plays up. And so I haven't been on a train for a long time, even though I quite like train rides. Especially, I remember in Austria, when you're going through the mountains and the scenery kind of train rides, that was beautiful. In Australia, they're still beautiful, but different beautiful. So I decided that I'm going to go on a train ride. And I said, okay, so I haven't been for so long, it's only going to be one station. We're going to go one station, I go out, do a bit of shop, have a coffee, sit in the park, and then I go back home. So I'm not going to go all the way into the city and go to the galleries and things like that I kind of wanted to do. It's like, no, we're not going to overwhelm our system right away, right? Because I'm also, that's what I used to do. I just wanted, this is what I want to do, and I just push and force and make it happen. But it's like, no, let's just play with it, and let's be gentle with myself and test it out. How does it go? Just one station. Right. And what I also did on that morning, because sometimes we wake up in the morning and we feel refreshed, recharged, and we feel good, right? So I feel like that most times, but every now and then there is, perhaps I had a nightmare, or perhaps my neighbor had a party, or my cat was playing up or something, and I didn't get the same kind of sleep. And then I wake up not feeling depleted, right? And when that happens, when we're waking up in the morning like this, do you still push through? Do you still stick to your plans? Right. This is where something I had to learn that too, is that in the morning, the first thing is to check in with myself. Okay, how are you doing? Were you able to recharge? Do you feel good? Do you feel energized in the morning? And allow that to adjust, being flexible about adjusting my plans and what I had for that day, right? So on that day I did wake up feeling good, so I went ahead with that trip on the train. But if I would have woken up not feeling good, or my balance is off, or I'm already feeling squishy or spinny, then I wouldn't have gone ahead, right? Do you listen into your body there in the mornings? You might not go for that trip on the train. You might have some different plans. But when you're already feeling squishy, I felt squishy. For you, it might be pains or something else. When something's flaring up in your body, do you pause and listen and say, I need to adjust the plans here a little bit today? Is it? I don't know. Some people they need a massage, or some people need a tea, or a certain, I don't know what you guys do for what is helpful there for you, but do I need to add something extra in that is nurturing for my body? All right. So I didn't go on the train. I went on. I hopped on the train, and then I noticed that in that car, all the seats were actually facing against the direction the train was traveling, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, and I tried to calm my brain down. It's like, okay, just settle. No need to go into trauma mode here. We're only going one station. You're going to be fine, right? Talk myself through. Started feeling really squishy because going backwards is really setting my vestibular system off. So I was so glad to get off the train. And you know what happens when you get off the train? How the doors open and all these people kind of march towards the same direction to the exit. Like there's a whole bunch of people walking one way, and then the train is moving the opposite way kind of thing, and that really sets my vestibular system off. So I kept walking, and I noticed, oh my gosh, I'm losing balance here, and I was telling myself, just keep walking. And I did another 2 steps, and I caught myself. I was sliding back into my old habits, telling myself, keep walking. It's like this pretending that nothing's wrong. Everything's fine, I'm just like everyone else. It was always so important to me, and perhaps to you too. I want to be able to do what everyone else can do and how they can do it. And I caught myself in that moment. I said, no, hang on, pause. And here's the thing, all that it was needed was actually making one step to the side. I put my hands up like this so I can't see the people moving around, and I just looked at that wall and was standing still and giving my body the time after the movement on the train to just balance again and know we're standing up straight, nothing's moving, let my body recalibrate to that I am balanced, I am stable, I'm steady. And this was less than a minute, guys, less than a minute that I stood there. And then everything was fine again, and I kept walking, and I could enjoy a beautiful coffee in the park, and it was really great. And the trip home was even easier. It often happens to me on the way home. Like when you're going somewhere, the anxiety's up a little bit, so you're more likely to have those things flare up for you. But on the way home, it's like I made it, I'm done. It's kind of easier. So nothing happened, and I was traveling in the direction, like the seats were in the right direction. So nothing happened there. But at that moment, it could have gone either way, because if I would have kept walking with the people and pushing through my old habits, I may have had some more. I would have started to feel nauseous, or perhaps even vertigo, or perhaps I would be so off balance that I would have fallen and hurt myself, and I wouldn't have been able to enjoy my coffee outing on the train. Do you guys plan things like that for yourself? Let me know. I'm really curious. It was actually really fun, and I'm planning on doing this again, by the way, because it was just something different. And sometimes we need to add something different in our life to kind of have a little bit of joy, have a little bit of fun there. Right, but this is so key. All these listening in, all these tuning in. This is what I help my clients with, by the way. So to really become so aware of those little changes in your body, becoming in tune with it, being aware, and then actually acting in line with it, knowing, having that inner knowing what is needed for yourself in this moment. So you don't escalate the whatever issues it is for you. For me it's vestibular, for you it might be that migraine. Okay, so I went on a train trip. For you it might look really different. Maybe you're working in an office and you just noticed that you started in the morning and then it's lunchtime and you realize, oh my gosh, I never even had a break. I didn't have a sip of water, right? I used to do that too. Getting so dehydrated, not even noticing. And that is a major cause of that brain fog, that feeling exhausted or tired, and getting headaches, right? That tiredness. So that might be you. I know that from a lot of my artist friends out there. As they described it to me, I'm not an artist, but they get so in the flow, so focused in doing their art that the hours just fly by and they didn't even notice that they were sore or cold or whatever, right? Things like that can happen because with our brain, it doesn't happen for everyone, but sometimes we can struggle with our attention and our focus, like not being able to read through a paragraph. Perhaps it's not that interesting to you or something like that, but other times we go into this hyper focus. And that's it's a huge energy trainer. I'm all about energy, right? And that's something that I fall in. We're so hyper-focused that it causes issues for our body too, because we're no longer connected to the environment around us and our body. Right? We're no longer in tune with our body needs. So I have to set alarms for myself. I love the technology that we have these days. You can set your phone alarms throughout the day with a reminder, hey, have you had some water? Have you had your lunch yet? Right? For those artists out there to check in. Whatever the situation is for you, to try to find ways to incorporate that for you, so you can become more aware of what is going on for you and being more aware with your body, right? So that we can spark that, come back to liveness, having more vibrancy in our life, and don't constantly feel so tired, so exhausted, and this pain, and that's flaring up, and that's not okay, right? Because I know you probably like me too. It's like, yes, we have complex PTSD, but we still want to create an awesome life for ourselves. You may have big dreams as well. You know, maybe for you it's not building a business, but maybe it's, you have, I don't know, maybe you're a musician, or maybe you just want to be the best parent for your child, or you want to run a marathon. I don't know what it is, but we have some big goals that we want to reach that are meaningful to you, right? And we want to still be able to achieve all that despite our complex PTSD there. So. But if you are new to my world and you don't know me yet, I am Tanya Windecker, so I am an inner spark activator. And what that means is that I help business owners leverage their unique innate power so they can, and we reprogram those old habits, right? So you can create and live that life that you love by using my magical blend of kind of neuroscience and radical self-awareness. Okay, so in my program, it's a private one-on-one coaching program. We would activate your inner compass, right? So you can get clear on your needs, so that you can step forward in your life and your business with certainty and joy, and strengthen those the healthy boundaries, so that you can stop leaking energy and feel in control of your life and your business, right? So I'm a bit of a geek around energy, because I felt so deflated and so tired and so fatigued for so long. I want to have a vibrant life. I want to have joy in my life, right? And we would also work on activating your inner resources and that radical self-awareness. So you kind of point yourself as CEO of your inner world, right? I'm in charge there. I like that as well. So we would discover your hidden powers of, the powers of your emotions, and how they can harness your highest benefit with love. You want to bring some lasting peace to your inner world, and we can do this by using neuroscience, so you don't get knocked off your center by the external circumstances that are happening around you anymore, right? So if this is something that you're looking for, then please reach out to me and set up a free call. You can do a free energy leak diagnostic. As I said, I love the energy kind of world, but on that call, we can kind of look at your life and we identify some of those energy leaks for you on that call. We'll also look at where you're at right now and where you would like to be instead. And then we'll look at how my program could support that or not. I'm very honest there. I would also tell you if it's not the right fit for you as well, because I think that's important too. But if that speaks to you, reach out to me, book that call. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. And as always, in the meantime, I'm sending you lots and lots of love and rainbows to brighten up the tough times just a little. See you guys. Bye.